So welcome to BCOR 360. I'm your professor, Dr. Roberts, and we're gonna try to get through this next short semester. A lot of material to cover in a short amount of time. So let's go ahead and start talking about the course. So we'll talk about a little bit about myself so you guys can get to know me, since many of you have not been in my class before. And then we'll move on to the syllabus so we can clarify a few things, hopefully it doesn't lead to any misunderstandings, and we can move forward. So one thing that I like to do is get to know who's teaching me. What makes them so special, other than others recognize them as experts in their field and therefore select them to be a professor. But so I can do that for you guys, and hopefully you learn a little bit about me. I'll also be putting introduce myself into the discussion board, just like you guys are going to be doing your own discussions, or your own introductions, I should say. So where have I lived? I lived in many places across the country. And let's see, I grew up in Illinois, just outside Chicago, in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. Great area to live in. Still nice today, even though that was many years ago. And, it's always nice to go back and see how things have changed. If you guys have ever lived somewhere, then you go back after a number of years, you see different things, like new businesses have come there. Maybe even your high school. My high school has a second floor now. When I went there, it was one floor, and we had about 800 kids in my high school. Now there's a second floor for the entire building, and there's over 1,200 students. Things change quite a bit. After that, I went to California, and I'll tell you why I went to California in another slide. But I spent about 3-4 months in California, and then I moved on to North Carolina. So I lived in North Carolina, and I'll actually just give you a little laser pointer here. So laser pointer, I lived roughly right about where this dot is. That's about where I lived in North Carolina. So I was right on the coast. Little town called Jacksonville, North Carolina, and my job took me there. And then I lived in Raleigh, which is somewhere over here, I believe. And then, from there, I now live in Morgantown, and the little star shows where Morgantown is. I know, this being an online course, you guys are probably from all areas. I've had another online course. I had a student from India in my class. So talk about time zone differences, trying to have to adjust for different time zones. But if someone from India could do well in the class, you guys should be able to do well in the class, and you're closer to home here. But what have I done? I'm not just somebody who, graduated college and then was a professor. I've actually done some things. So I was in the United States Marine Corps. I was a 3043. That was my military occupational specialty. Excuse me, getting over some bronchitis here. All right. Hopefully I'll survive through the video here. But, a 3043 in the Marine Corps is a supply administration and operations specialist. So we handle all the supply needs of our unit or higher level. So I oversaw communication units, supply chain. And so that kind of gives me a little bit of expertise. That's how I got into supply chain. After that, I started working for the federal government, doing the same thing, but I was actually working with the Marine Corps, but I was being paid by the Office of Personnel Management. So it was nice, because I just basically walked back into, a different office, and I got to choose what I wore. Instead of a camouflage utility uniform, I got to wear regular clothes. So it was nice, and I knew everything that I needed to do. It wasn't like I had to learn a new organizational way of doing things. Just like when you guys go from job to job, everywhere does things differently. Well, I was able to transition very smoothly because it was Marine Corps to Marine Corps. After that, I joined the DAV, and I was the chief executive officer or operational manager, or whatever you guys want to call it, for the state of North Carolina for this nationwide organization. So I oversaw 60 locations and 36,000 members. The DAV, Disabled American Veterans, is a membership organization of veterans. So being my background being in the Marine Corps, this was a great fit for me. So yeah, 60 locations trying to do things to benefit veterans, make sure the veterans' lives are better. And after that, I did a little bit of time at Walmart. I helped them with their inventory practices at a couple locations in North Carolina. And, while you think Walmart has it going right, they don't always do. Sometimes they need a little bit of extra help. And that's where I came in because of my operational experience and my inventory analytical skills. Now, we will talk about inventory management in, let's say, I want to say it's topic 12 or 13. And so you guys will understand how inventory can go crazy when you don't keep on it. Let's see here. So my certifications, and this slide didn't come out right, but so I am a project management professional through the Project Management Institute. I also have my Six Sigma black belt, and it's not like I can kick anybody's butt with the black belt. It's not a karate or jujitsu or anything. It's continuous improvement. So we take the Six Sigma practices, which we'll talk about in 6, 7, and 8, topic 6, 7, and 8. And that way you guys can get a little bit about quality management and, the process improvement trio. That's what we call it. So that's Lean, Six Sigma, and theory of constraints. And theory of constraints is real easy. If you guys understand bottlenecks, you're good. So CSCP, so Certified Supply Chain Professional. I recently got this certification back in January. It's a 4-hour exam, and it was not an easy exam. Most people who take it fail on their first attempt. I did that. I took it back in, I want to say 2007 is my first attempt. And then I finally got it back around to taking it again this past January, and I was successful. So my first attempt, I missed it by 1 point. This time I exceeded it by many points. But, that kind of gives me some legitimacy that I was able to pass an exam of this nature to talk to you guys, because I come from industry, if you haven't noticed. None of those of my former employers were academic. So I believe that's going to give you guys a benefit of seeing it from a different point of view. Someone who's actually done it versus somebody who's studied it, in books and wrote about theory. I've actually done the practical stuff. And, I'm more than willing to talk to you guys about that if you guys want. I don't want to bore you if you guys don't want to hear it. So some professional and industry memberships that I have. So the Association for Supply Chain Management. If you guys are interested in joining this organization, ASCM, let me know. I can give you a student membership. It's free for 1 year. And all you have to do is be a full-time student. And full-time is whatever I call it. So even if you are not taking a full credit load, I can still give you guys a membership. There's also the Council of Supply Chain Management Professionals. So this one is more of a more academic scope to join this organization, but they have a lot of good information. They send out weekly or even sometimes daily reports and interesting articles out that I may or may not send on to you guys because, it might be relevant to what we're talking about. If it's relevant, I'll send it to you guys. If it's not relevant, I'm not going to waste your time. And then finally, the Institute for Supply Management. You guys might have heard the ISM, or the Institute for Supply Management, being mentioned in the news. So with the news talking about ISM, and most of the news agencies will get their supply chain facts from this organization. So this organization has their pulse on the supply chain industry. So when there's problems at the ports, Port of Los Angeles, Port of Long Beach, all the other ports on the west coast of the country being so backlogged, the Institute for Supply Management keeps track of that, and then the news media reaches out to them. So one thing that we're probably going to see is even more backlogs as we start to get our orders in for Black Friday. Companies have already placed their orders for Black Friday, and they're starting to receive these orders now, and they're storing them in warehouses. I mean, think about how big of a deal Black Friday is for most retail businesses. They need to have inventory to sell it on Black Friday. No one likes to go to a store and have nothing on the shelf, especially something big, or it's back ordered. Excuse me again. No one likes that empty shelf or back order when they go to order it online. So companies need that inventory to sell it to you. That way you are a happy customer, because the whole purpose of the supply chain is to add value for the customer by having that material in the place where you want it, when you want it. And we'll talk about the utility. That's called utility in supply chain. And it's also economics calls it that way too. So if you're an economics person, then you'll have a real easy time with that utility. If not, it's not hard. I'm going to try to make these things easy for you in my little videos. So I'm going to try to get you guys videos for every topic, and that way we can move through this. The next thing we're going to talk about is the syllabus. Go ahead and take a moment here. All professors, like this woman in the red shirt here, it's in the syllabus. That's the first place any professor wants you to look first. Because if you read it in the syllabus, your question might be answered. So by doing that, hopefully it answers your question. If there's any questions beyond the syllabus, yeah, feel free to let us know. All right, so I'm going to switch over to, let's see here, this one. All right, let me make it a little bit bigger. You guys have the same document. I'm just doing the same video for two classes. So I have BCOR 701 and BCOR 702 running at the same time, so that's why I put an X. That's the only difference here. You guys picked which one you guys wanted to take. There's no sense in combining them because it would just be too much of a hassle right now. All right. When you look at the syllabus, there's some key information at the top that you'll notice on every syllabus. Who's the professor? Well, that's me, Professor Roberts here. The email protocol. So I want you guys to use my mixed email address. That's the only one I'm going to reply to you for Student Matters. If you send it to any other email, I probably won't see it and won't reply to it in a timely manner. But to make sure that I reply to you faster, put the class number in the subject line. So BCOR 360, 701, 702, whatever the number is for your class. That way I know which one I'm replying to. And if you're asking me a question about a grade, I know where to look for your grade or whatever the question is. And you can put more in the subject line. I just need that to be the first thing. That way I can see it and I will take action on that faster than if you don't put anything there. And I work from the oldest email to the newest email. That's how I work on. Let's see here, the course schedule. So we're going to start Monday, May 16th. We're going to go through Friday, June 24th. That is what the university has set, and there is no reason to change that. Well, technically, I can't change that. June 24th is our final exam. Yeah, that's the date the university picked. We'll get into that when I show you the schedule that's in the syllabus. The location is online and asynchronous, meaning there's no in-person sessions and there's no real-time session or no live sessions. Basically, you guys work on your own. I'm here to support your learning, but there's no in-person sessions or live sessions. There may be one or two, like the final week before the final exam. I think I'll set up some sessions, but they're not required because of the nature of the class. If you guys attend, great. If not, no worries. So the course description, you guys can read that on your own. The textbook. Some of you have already purchased the textbook. Use this link to purchase the textbook. It's $69.99 plus taxes, and you get lifetime access. So if you've already purchased this specific textbook and you are, for whatever reason, in BCOR 360, again, send me an email. I can add you to the class because you've already purchased the textbook. There's no worries there. Just send me an email. And we'll work hard to get you through this class where you don't have to go through it again. because there's no sense in you keep repeating the class. I don't like it. You guys don't like it. Just do it and move on, right? That's the plan. If for whatever reason, buying the textbook is an issue, I don't care. Send me an email. Don't explain yourself. Just say, I need a free trial. I can give you 14-day free trial, or up to 14 days, I should say, a free trial to the textbook. After that 14 days, there's nothing I can do. You're going to have to purchase the textbook to continue in the class, or to continue being, how can I word it? Well, to keep doing the work, because some of our work is in the textbook or based on the textbook. So send me an email. I don't need any explanation. Just say, I want the free trial. And that's it. Let's see here. Next, moving on. I mean, the textbook, that's all. It's online. There is a PDF version you can download if you go down to the bottom of the first page after you purchase it. So you can have the textbook offline, but I believe it won't have any of the homework on there. So like at the end of topics, or at the end of certain sections, there is actually 5 questions to answer. And we'll get more into detail on that, but I don't believe those show up on the PDF version. Excuse me. Okay. Hardware that you're going to need. So hardware, physical things you're going to need. You're going to need a computer. I don't care if it's Windows or Mac based or Apple based, whatever you guys want to call it. You need that or regular access to a computer. Chromebooks and tablets are not recommended. Because of our exams, Chromebooks don't work. They don't work consistently, I'll say. There's a beta version of Lockdown Browser, which you will be required to use. Because it's a beta version, it doesn't always work. So instead of having you guys go through the hassle and me going through the hassle and ITS going through the hassle, just no to that. iPads, no to those when it comes to our browsers or our Lockdown Browser exams. So webcam, you're going to need a webcam for the Lockdown Browser or integrated webcam on your computer because of the exams. It's one way to prevent cheating. I know it doesn't block all cheating, but it definitely reduces the amount of cheating done. And our exams will have some math problems on them, some math questions. You're going to need a calculator. I don't care if it's a standard 4-function calculator or a scientific calculator. You just cannot use your cell phone because you might be tempted to use your cell phone to look up the text and then cheat. Don't do that. Don't cheat. All right, because I have a no tolerance to cheating. You'll get reported to student conduct with the recommendation of course failure. And it takes me about 2 hours to do it. So please don't do it because I have better things to do, like play with my 2-year-old son instead of doing 2 hours worth of student conduct reporting. But software. So you're going to need some software. Some of our homework is written based. So you're going to need Office 365, which is free through the university. Follow the link that's provided here. You can use whatever Apple has as their software or even Google Docs. You just need to make sure that the version that's uploaded into eCampus is a Microsoft Word version or a PDF. You can also just type into this answer submission box, but do not upload an Apple's or Mac-based file. So those Pages files or whatever other things that Apple has, they cannot be displayed correctly. So therefore, I can't grade it, which means I'll give it a 0. So that's my little spiel on that. Google Chrome or something to access the internet. So you can use Firefox or Safari, but the functionality of that is not guaranteed. Our IT folks, the ITS folks for the university, recommend Google Chrome. They specifically make sure that all their software works with Google Chrome. And eCampus actually had a new version come out. So now they're using Blackboard Ultra for eCampus. And it's nice. You guys should check it out. Yeah. If you guys get this video before you access our class, check some of your past classes. See how the format's changed a little. Navigation is essentially the same. You just got to figure things out like I had to the other day. Lockdown browser. You're going to need Lockdown browser. You can download it free through the link that's provided. You guys have probably already used it and are familiar with it. The syllabus quiz, you're going to have to use Lockdown browser just to make sure your Lockdown browser is working, because we don't want to find out your Lockdown browser software is not working when it comes to exam 1. That's probably the absolute worst time to try to figure out what's going on. So that's why I do the syllabus quiz, so you guys can fix or go through the process of fixing whatever the problem is before the exams. It's always a good practice to have antivirus software. Zoom, you guys probably already have that if you guys have been in online classes. Zoom is a great software for video conferencing. Although we don't have any in-person or live sessions, but if you guys want to do office hours using the link that was above, you can. Zoom is how we're going to do them. So definitely download it. It's an easy software to use. Pretty much just click, and then you just click the button for your microphone, turn on your webcam, and you're good. All right. Technology, you're going to need some internet access. I recommend internet broadband. So if you don't have broadband, others will work. It's just when it comes to video conferencing and watching some videos, it might be an issue. So I recommend broadband internet. Let's see, expected learning outcomes. You guys can read those on your own. Course structure, I'm basically going to be using, I'll get rid of that. eCampus, I have some YouTube videos, and we're going to use MyEducator. MyEducator is the host of our textbook, kind of like you guys might have had a McGraw-Hill book before, or a Cengage or any of those other companies. MyEducator is our textbook provider. So I'm going to just say MyEducator, because it's easier than saying our operational and supply chain management textbook. One word versus many. So they're going to be divided into modules, 6 different modules so the chapters inside each module are related, which should help with your retention and understanding. We have 3 exams, so we're going to have an exam after topic or chapter 5, after topic 11, I believe, and then after topic 16. And then we're going to have a few days of no assignments, and then we'll have the final exam. So that's, the structure. Office hours. I do have a link up above. Here, I'll just show you. Let's see here. All right. So I'm bringing up, this is how you can book some office hours with me. So different days have different times available. So at the 17th, these times are available. If you go to the 19th, I have some afternoon times. And only a couple days ahead are going to be shown. Not the whole semester is going to be shown as available dates. So definitely, if you need to talk to me, go ahead and do it. I have 20-minute blocks, but that doesn't mean we can't talk longer than 20 minutes. It's just most things can get resolved in 20 minutes. So it's just a couple button clicks there. You pick a date, pick a time, and then I just need some details like your name. Now, some of you might go by a nickname, but when I look in the grade book, I'm going to see whatever the university has for your name. So if you go by, let's say, Maggie, for example, I don't know if there's a Maggie in the class, but if your name is Margaret and you go and you're signing your emails Maggie and stuff like that, I might not know that whatever your nickname is, Margaret is you if you go by Maggie, or perhaps some of you might even be going by your middle name. When I don't even see middle names. I only see first names and last names. So I need your full name. Let's see, I need your mixed email address. Phone number is optional, just in case there's a technology issue. I can just give you a call. And what do you want to talk about? That helps me be prepared to not waste your time when we talk. Your time's just as valuable as mine. Go ahead and click on book. You'll get an email. And we'll be able to work it out. You will also get a Zoom link with that. that in that email. If you don't, send me, reply to it and saying, hey, what's the Zoom link? And I can give it to you. But that's how easy it is to set up some office hours with me. I believe I have, I think that was a Tuesday, a Thursday, and I think I got a Saturday for you guys, just to make sure you guys have the availability to, or I can fit your schedules too. So yeah, I'm not going to be in the office because we're actually switching buildings from the old B&E building to Reynolds Hall. So therefore, walk-ins are really not going to be an issue for this class. Students are not going to be allowed in the building until the fall semester anyway. So I'm working from home, and if you are knocking on my door, we probably have other issues to talk about. Then, yeah, because how would you like it if I showed up at your doorstep? Probably not so much, right? Okay, so all right, so we got appointments, office hours. Other than office hours, I'm pretty quick to reply to emails. The university encourages us to reply within 48 hours. I tend to do the same day, maybe later in the day, with replying to emails. There may be some times where it's longer, depending on the amount of emails I do or life events. Like, for example, if my son goes into the hospital, he's done that twice in April. So I'm using that as an example. I couldn't get to emails because I was more worried about my son. He was actually an inpatient in the hospital. My wife's birthday is actually this upcoming weekend, so I'm going to be out of town. So I might not be as quick to respond to emails. But I do try. The main time I'm going to focus on emails is between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. But don't be surprised if you get an email reply from me at like 1 o'clock in the morning. It's been known to happen because I like an empty inbox. Method of instruction, I'm going to use a textbook, videos, all the sorts of stuff to try to make it interesting for you guys. Let's see, workload. This, according to the research that's out there, I can expect you guys to do 3 hours of work per week, per credit hour. And that's in a standard 16-week semester. We're slamming 16 weeks into 38 days. So I've had students work and take a summer course, and they were able to do just fine. So it's about time management. And, but don't, I will say this. The one reason students fail this course is because they don't do the work. Because I am pretty lenient on grading, especially like discussion questions. I'm not an English professor, so I don't grade discussion questions or written homework that way. If I understand what you're saying and you covered the topic good, I'm good with it. You'll probably get full credit, maybe 90% of the credit, depending on how. But be prepared to do some work. There's a lot of reading in this course, so you're going to have to do the reading. All right. So yeah, be prepared, engage in all the class activities, and yeah, you'll do fine. My goal is to give you guys all A's. I get no second looks at the university level when I give all A's. However, it's your level of effort that's going to allow me to give you an A or not. That's just how it is. All right. So on to the assignments. What are you going to be expected to do? And there's really only 4 categories. We have topic quick check questions. So at the end of a subtopic, we're going to have 5 questions. They're all going to be multiple choice or true and false questions. You'll have 2 attempts to get the highest score you can. After that, you can still do the questions, but they won't be for score anymore. So your score is the highest of your first 2 attempts. You'll have until 11:59 on the due date to do it. After that, you will not get credit. There'll be a 100% penalty, meaning no points will be awarded. These quick checks will automatically apply the penalty at 11:59. So don't wait until 11:59. Do them noon The day before, yeah, when we get down to the schedule, I'm going to tell you one thing because of how I set it up so you guys can not be so overwhelmed all at once. Written homework, you're going to have a question per topic where I want you guys to do a little bit of a write-up. This write-up is, simple things, but they're going to require you to think and to understand the material so you can apply it the best way you can. So those are also going to be due at 11:59. You're going to have to submit them in a Microsoft Word document or a PDF, or type it into the submission box, not the comments box. If you put your submission into the comments box, there is no assignment submission. Therefore, your grade would be a 0. So make sure you're typing into the correct box. If you're going to type your answer directly on the assignment submission page. All right. Let's see here. Course exams. We're going to have 3 exams throughout the semester. One after exam 5, after topic 5, one after topic 11, and one after topic 16. We have 16 total topics, and then we'll have a final exam. You can use 1 sheet of handwritten notes. 1 sheet of handwritten notes. You can use the front and back. So you guys might call it a cheat sheet or a scratch sheet, whatever you want to call it, but you can use 1 sheet of paper, letter size sheet of paper. So letter size is a standard copy piece of paper, 8.5 by 11 inches. One thing to note, though, is all due dates are included on the schedule that I'm about to show you guys, or in a few minutes I'll show you guys, and they're also in eCampus. So if you guys don't do the exam, it's going to be a 0. There's no makeup unless you guys have a university-approved excused absence, meaning that there's a university policy that gives you an excused absence. So that could be things like a university-sanctioned event. This applies mostly to athletics, but sometimes different majors will have trips to certain places. So the dates are the dates of the exam. So hopefully you guys won't need to do this, but I'm going to ask you which policy your excused absence falls under. And then I'll take a look at that policy, and it's up to me to grant you that excused absence. I'm pretty lax, but that doesn't mean you're going to get over on me. So, final exam. There's a required final comprehensive exam. It's going to cover topics 1 through 16. And it's 100 questions, multiple choice, true and false, that you'll have 2 hours to complete. Now, if you have accommodations, you already know the process for the time frame, but 2 hours to do 100 questions. Same thing with the course exams. If you don't take the final exam or you don't attempt it, then it's a 0, unless there's a university policy that grants you an excused absence, just like the course exams. This has been tried in the past. It's been challenged in the past, and that's how it is. You can also use 1 sheet of paper of handwritten notes on the final exam as your cheat sheet, front and back. I got no problem with that. Late work, all late work will receive a late work penalty. Anything submitted after 11:59 will be 0. The only exception is an excused absence in accordance to university policy. So you see, the only way I'll accept late work is as stated, university policy. So, and the due dates are in eCampus, they're on My Educator, and they're also on this syllabus. So there's really no questioning on when the due dates are because you can find them in 3 different spots. All right, course grading. I do not round grades. I don't. I always get asked at the end of the semester, but I don't do it. So I put it on my syllabus to help try to minimize how many questions I get. But this course is going to be weighted based on what you see on the screen. So the quick checks are going to be 25% of your grade. The written homework is 25% of your grade. The course exams, remember there's 3 of them, are worth 30%. So each one's worth 10%. And then your final exam is worth 20%. And letter grades by percentage. So 90 and above, A, and so on and so forth. However, if you look at D, it's not the full 60s. It's 65 through 69.9. Anything below 65 is an F. I want you guys to know this material, and getting that grade below average, that far below average, which is generally what a D is considered below average, is just not acceptable to me. So I want you guys to get higher than a 65 to pass my course. So yeah, incorrect grades. There's going to be times that I might enter your grade incorrectly. Sometimes I catch it, sometimes I don't. Usually it's when grades are transitioned from the My Educator system into eCampus. And that is generally where the errors happen. Sometimes it happens. If you guys let me know, I will fix it within 3 days, 72 hours. That gives me enough time to look into the problem and fix it, or tell you why it's correct. So, excuse me. But I need you guys to let me know within 1 week of me posting the grades. If you tell me, I can fix it, no problem. If it's been after a week, I don't have to fix it according to what this says. So let me know as soon as possible. Extra credit, I may or may not offer any extra credit, but if I do, it's not going to exceed 3%. And that 3% is added on top of your final course grade. So if you end the course with, let's say, an 88%, and you receive the total, the max extra credit of 3%, that's 88% plus 3%. So your grade's a 91. You now have an A. So that's how I do extra credit. It's just a lot easier for me to calculate. So therefore, that's how I do it. Honors contracts, I do them. I'm not a fan of them, but I'll do them. So if you're one of those people that knows what an honor contract is, reach out if you want to do that. So this is a very fast-paced course. You need to read. You need to keep up on the assignments. I want you to master this content because this content will make you that much better when you are being considered for a supervisor or even management level position. Knowing about supply chain will definitely help, regardless if it's your major or not. So I look forward to, having you guys get that A. All right. Let's see. University policies. So I mentioned if you have late assignments or your exams are late, I will grant you an excused absence if it is within a university policy. There's a link to find all the university policies. Also, you're also subject to all the university policies that was in the student handbook that you agreed to follow when you came to the university, such as academic integrity, student conduct, and all these other things. So please follow them. This COVID-19 statement, basically it's, if you get COVID, you're still expected to do your assignments because this is an online class. If you were in person, you were still expected to do your assignments. You just be expected to do them at home while not coming to class. The university hasn't modified that policy, so it's still on my syllabus. Mental health, if you have any concerns about your mental health or another person's mental health, reach out to the phone number listed here. And you can talk to them and maybe schedule an appointment and get the support you need. If you're not in the local area, they can definitely get you to the right resources in your area that can help you out. But most of these services are provided at no charge to you as a student through the university. It's just included. There are some services that cost money, but that's you're going to have to talk to them about what is what. But I'd say 90% of the services they offer are free. I might change the syllabus to comply with the university changes or, external things that's going on at the college or university. If I do, I'll let you guys know what the changes are by sending emails to your Mix account. But my goal is not to change the syllabus because, I work so hard to put it together. So, but like I said, if anything gets changed of significance, I will send it to you guys. All right. The schedule. Don't worry about this. It's 70X, I'm calling it, but 701 and 702 have the same schedule. So as you can see here, everything is listed out. Introduce yourself. It's due by 11:59 on Tuesday, May 17th, 2022. Syllabus quiz is due at the same time. Topic 1 is going to do on the 19th at 11:59. And actually, here's what you have to do. So you guys get to see all the assignments right now. I'm not hiding anything from you guys. There's not going to be a pop quiz or anything like that. I hate those things. But, you guys get to see your entire schedule right now. You actually get to see what the written homework is. Right there. Section 1.10, question number 4. That easy. And so on and so forth. Our first course exam is going to be on Saturday, May 28th. You'll have from 8 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. to do this exam. It's a 45-minute exam with 25 questions. Yeah, I'm confident you guys can finish a 45-minute exam sometime in between 8 a.m. and 11:59 p.m. 16 hours or 15 hours and 59 minutes. You guys can finish it. So you guys get to see, here's exam 2. You get the same exam window, but this is going to be on June 10th. Exam 3 is going to be on the 21st, same exam window. And then on Friday the 24th, you'll have the same time window, but it's a 2-hour exam that has 100 questions. So you see there's no assignments between June 21st and up until the 24th. So you have plenty of time to study and do whatever you need to. I do have some study guides. I just made them last semester and trying to make them better. And so I'll send them out as it gets appropriate to the exams. So you guys can have them for the exams. I even have a study guide for the final exam. So yeah, that is the syllabus. If you guys have questions, I definitely want to hear them. But I'm looking forward to a great semester. You guys, chose a summer semester, a short semester that, you guys know what you're getting into. So I hope that I can give every one of you guys an A, but I am a realist. I know I can't do that for everybody because not everybody will put in the effort for it. So give me the opportunity and I'll give you the A. If you don't, I'll give you whatever grade you earn. Yeah. So I hope you guys have a great semester. Like I said, I'll be sending you guys videos on probably about each topic so you guys can maybe get a little reinforcement. My lecture videos on YouTube are already in eCampus, so you guys can watch me present the slides in a YouTube video. I'm not going to win any awards for the quality of the slides. But I'm not the slides, the presentations of the videos. But it's better than you guys sitting there having to do it all yourself, right? So I look forward to the semester. And if you guys have any questions, please reach out to me through the email. The email's on the first page of the syllabus, and I look forward to it. All right. You guys have a great one, and good luck.